Hello, my name is Mars, and welcome back to Shadows over Loathing. Last time, we got a heck of a lot of side quests from these kids at the Monster Shack. And, I can't imagine, let's see how my, side quest list is doing now. Oh yeah, I think, yeah, most of those were from the Monster Shack. Yeah. They all want me to collect something from some monster that they believe in. Since there are so many of them, I can't imagine that most of them are going to take a very long time. So I might as well, get started on this. I don't know, Oh. Oh, some of these are via wandering, I guess. That's odd. This patch of muddy ground has a lot of tracks in it that look like human handprints. Well, except for the fact that humans don't normally walk around on their hands. Maybe there was an acrobat convention in the middle of a swamp. Oh, what was that thing that one kid was talking about? The honey ape? Maybe there's something to that after all. Jeez, the more you look, the more of a confusing, trampled mess these tracks are. It seems like there are different sets of tracks heading in different directions. How many thumbs do you say this thing has again? On one hand? I mean, it looks just like a human hand, so 1. Okay, and how many fingers was it? 4. You follow the prints to a clearing in the middle of a small stand of trees, and to your surprise, you find an animal pretty much like a honey ape the kid described. Like a somewhat larger chimpanzee or a very small gorilla, but with disproportionately large and human-like hands. It's sitting on the ground, casually drinking out of a beehive, and doesn't seem to have noticed you yet. Sneak up on it. You successfully creep up on the unsuspecting primate, but you run out of trees and brush to hide behind before you get close enough to really do anything. Outsmart it. You pick up a rock and chuck it into the underbrush on the other side of the clearing. The honey ape stiffens at the noise and starts scanning for predators in that direction. Grab it. You leap on the small primate and wrestle it to the ground, screeching loudly. I mean, the primate is screeching. No, let's be fair, you both are. Once you get it pinned, you grab it by the wrist and yank off one of its long, untrimmed fingernails, which, thinking about that, is making me wince, and I've written some pretty horrible stuff in this game alone. This game alone, it's remembering the Splatoon stuff in West of Loathing. A totally normal-sized fingernail. Marvel at it. With that horrible deed accomplished, you let the creature loose, and it runs screaming into the swamp. Congratulations on successfully sucking, outsmarting, and assaulting a small weird ape. Thanks! Alright. So, yeah, that was just accomplished by wandering. The only thing I was thinking of, maybe I do want to fight it, is so that I could get, an idea of what it looked like. I'm kind of sad that I missed out on actually seeing the thing. But it's all okay. This cattail looks different from most of the others. Okay. This cattail is huge. It's like a lion tail. Oh god, is there going to be a puzzle with this? This isn't so much as a bird bath as a bird dirtier. Grody barf trout. Ooh, it's very, very valuable now, the fish in the sack. Yeah. Nice. Alright. You cautiously enter the spooky hut and discover it's actually really nice inside. A young woman with a rather twig-oriented hat greets you. Oh, hello. Please come in. I don't get many visitors, apart from the birds. I might be in the wrong place. Are you Barbara Yargara? That's correct. And you are? I'm Vivian Saunders. A pleasure. Come in, come in. Alright. What do we want from her? No, not this. Barbara Yargara. Find out if she's a witch and get a feather. Okay. This chess set is nothing but rooks on one side and nothing but doves on the other. A trapdoor. You probably shouldn't mess with this trapdoor without Barbara's permission, and probably all her birds' permissions too. Ooh, an arcane oven. I don't want to do any cooking. This is a really nice house. To be honest, I was expecting something to be not a lot more, you know, witchy. Oh, you've heard the old stories. Those were about my granny. She was really into croning. Croning? Being a crone. You know, all the really old traditional magic stuff. She lived to be nearly 200 years old. When she passed, she left me this house, and all her birds and so on. I see. Is that why you're here, chasing the old legends of Barbara Yagra? Well, not exactly. I met a kid who's into the old stories, but he was afraid you might be the child-eating kind of witch, so he sent me instead. Oh, that's adorable. I don't think I've ever eaten a child, but there's no telling what was in Granny's stews. I'm not sure if that was meant as a joke or... Sure. Anyway, I'm supposed to take back a feather to prove that I've met you. Okay. I can't just give you one, though. Are you sure? Yes, sorry, I have to give you some kind of test first. It's a traditional thing. What sort of test? Well, it's a lot of work keeping this room clean, what with the birds and all. I'm getting behind on my other chores. Ugh, chores. Or you could fight me. Fight you? Granny trained all these birds to be killers, but I haven't been out looking for trouble like she used to. So they could do some exercise, you know? Tell me about these chores. I need you to muck out the bird bath for me, and pick the ripe cattails out of my cattail patch for me. That's only 2 things. Isn't there a 3rd thing? Of course, but I'll tell you about that after you finish the first 2. Alright. I get the feeling that this might be a hard fight, but, like, she offered it. So, I'm not, like, morally opposed to fighting her. I'm worried this will be hard, but I'm gonna try and fight her. And her birds. Oh god. So these are the kind of birds that do like peck, 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 little damage, but... Oh, and they all have a lot of HP though. Alright. Alright. Alright, Barbara Yagra is going to pass a random buff, so she is part of the fight, kind of. Is there anything that'll let me do, like, a bunch of damage to all of them? Bleed, bleed. I don't have any AoE, I don't think. No. Deal 10 physical damage to all enemies. That might actually be good. Okay, yeah, that was a good idea. I'll just get rid of one of them. Well, good effort. Great enthusiasm. Oh, she's encouraging her bird friends. This weapon is so overkill. I'm gonna give Jester a little boost. Okay, which one's Jester? Okay. Okay. Dee Dee's putting in good work here. Okay. 3 poison. Oh, I only have 1 baseball bat. Are there any I can kill with the baseball? With a baseball? I could have totally dodged that. Good thing these birds are magical. I was gonna give Iceman a little boost, but we defeated Iceman, I guess. Oh, don't shoot Barbara, Molly. I'll just throw at you. Although, that was a little more brutal than I was expecting. Clearly we need more practice on defense. Just clobber it. Alright, now do we have to... Good job, you win. You won! Barbara dusts herself off and tends to her bird's wounds. Wow, nice job! That was a real workout. Here you go, you earned it. It's a feather from one of Barbara's birds, not Barbara herself. And add 3 range damage to a hat. It was cocked at a rakish angle even when it was still on the bird. Woo! A small bird bath. I've never seen an indoor bird bath before. Oh, that was a gift. It's too small for my birds, though. If you like it, you can have it. So you really should have dumped the water out before you started carrying it around. Alright, thanks, Barbara. What's down here? Oh, can I... No. Nothing else. The third chore was probably in the trapdoor. Alright. That's 2 monsters down. Honey 8 fingernail. Mossrock grotto. Chupa naranja. Alright. A lot of these seem like wandering things. So I'll just head on over to the Mossrock grotto. Yes. A spot of color in this drab swamp catches your eye, and you find a pile of withered orange husks in front of a shallow cave. This must be the lair of the Chupa naranja. Unfortunately, it isn't home right now. Or maybe, since you aren't an orange, it wouldn't be dangerous to you anyway. That almost certainly isn't true. Set your trap. You set your trap and hide behind a nearby bush to wait for your prey. After a while, you start to get very bored and remember that people who hunt with traps don't typically sit and wait for the prey to show up. Instead, they leave and come back later. That's kind of the whole point of animal traps. Leave and come back later. All the items on this table are either made of or covered in moss. Well, if this isn't the moss man that Kid was talking about, you've got a real unusual coincidence here. He doesn't exactly look fearsome, but if you're looking for a fight, it might be best to take advantage of surprise. Excuse me, are you a moss man? Yep, that's me, Clyde Mossman. Pleased to meet ya. Hi, I'm Vivian Saunders. Welcome to my humble abode. I ain't get many visitors, well, except some weird kid I sometimes see peeking around the trees. Are you an actual moss man? I ain't quite sure I get your meaning. That's my last name, like I said. Yeah, but are you a human person or some sort of moss swamp creature? I get that this is a strange and possibly rude question. Well, I weren't always this way, but I've been living in this swamp a long time. Just kind of dug in and got comfortable. The moss just sort of grows out of me natural-like now, instead of hair. I guess it happened so gradual, and I got so accustomed to it, it didn't occur to me to question it. Sorry, didn't mean to give you some kind of philosophical crisis. No apology necessary, friend, but it is something I'm going to be chewing on for a while. Can I, have some of your moss? Excuse me? You drop an existential bombshell on me, and now you're asking for part of my body? I'm really not in top social form today, I guess. I do need some of that moss, though. Well, I'll tell you what. Help me solve this puzzle of whether I'm a man or a monster, and I'll give you some moss. Well, the way I see it, you seem intelligent and can hold a conversation and haven't tried to murder me for my delicious organ meats. How do you know they're delicious? So I figure, what does it really mean to be a human anyway? You may well be less Homo sapien and more whatever the technical term for moss is, but does that really matter in the grand scheme of things? What's really important is just being a good person, whatever kind of person you are. Well, that's real, even if it's an extremely weird kind of person. Vivian, you gotta be a little more sensitive. Well, that's real good of you to say, friend. I guess that answers my question. Great. Here, let me give you some of my moss, like I promised. He peels off some of his mustache and hands it to you. Thanks. Say, are you a hobo? Heh, well, ain't the thing about hobos that they're always on the move? I feel like I'm practically the opposite of a hobo. I happen to know a group of hobos that have settled down and built themselves a pretty nice camp. I bet you'd be welcome there if you're interested. Well now, I do value my solitude, but it certainly couldn't do any harm to visit and see. In fact, I do believe I'm due for a vacation. You mark the location of the hobo camp on Clyde's map, and he heads off into the swamp with a wave. What's this? This moss is twinkling for some reason. Okay. Okay. Let's wander a little. Oh god. You briefly lose track of where you're going because all these big, wet trees look the same. You stumble across a ramshackle dwelling bearing the same unmistakable aroma of illicit distillation. Okay. Wow, there's a lot of places to go here. I think the last, tangible, physical place where I have to go to do the monster quest is Flemberg Place. Right. Despite anything the map might have to say about it, you've managed to wander back to the spot where you set that trap for the Chupinaranja. Peering through the bushes, you discover that your trap has indeed trapped something. It sort of looks like a giant toad with a tentacle face covered in boils that might also be eyes. You have no idea what a Chupinaranja looks like, but this seems about as likely as anything you were imagining. The presumed Chupinaranja seems pretty annoyed about being caught in your trap. Approach it. You carefully sneak up on the Chupinaranja. Since it's both distracted by the trap and also unable to turn around, you manage to take it completely unawares. It struggles futilely as you grab it in a headlock and slice off one of its nostrils. The creature roars in pain and anger, but by the time it manages to thrash its way out of the trap, you are already completely the heck out of there. A ring of flesh, perfectly crafted by natural selection to seek out the mightiest of oranges. Woo! But a smell box says Flemberg on the side. You casually commit a federal crime. I wasn't really thinking when I did that. Some viscous goo has rendered this house entirely decorative. Oh, a fence! A fence! Can I paint that fence? Yes. Yay! Looks pretty clean to me. What's this? A gas generator is providing power to the barn in exchange for pastoral ambiance. Oh yeah, this is the guy who's trying to turn himself into a fly. Hey, how's it going? If this guy cared about these tools, he probably wouldn't have left them on the floor. 11-in-1 oil. According to the fine print on the can, 11 of the world's religions are actually part of a larger secret religion understood only by the old man who owns the company that makes this oil. And asbestos. Apparent asbestos. Next to the workbench is a pile of much smaller workbenches. A workbench. Flemberg must have been working on miniaturization technology before he developed his weird fly obsession. Alright, so this is probably something I can put in my room. So I can craft in my room. Okay. Crazy controls for this crazy contraption. You probably shouldn't mess with them until you talk to the guy inside the machine. A breeding pair of Musca gargantua. Collect some eggs. You collect the weakest looking eggs, ensuring a powerful future for the bloodline. I have so much crafting material. Hi, I'm Vivian. Do you need help? I absolutely need help, thank you. My name's Flemberg, Paul Flemberg. I moved back into my parents' old house here because nobody would give me lab space for my experiments. It turned out an assistant would also have been nice to have. What are you trying to do? Improve myself. You know, better, faster, stronger, at least one of those. But I put the wrong settings in the control console and all that happened was I shrank. You can't just change the settings? The door doesn't open from inside. But, yeah, I didn't think it through. Oh, well, I can just let you out. No. Opening the door will depolarize the booth, and it takes months for the field emitters to recharge. Not to mention the fact that I'd have to collect all new supplies of genetic material, so the door can only be opened once. Jeez, you really didn't think this through. What should I do then? We'll have to fix the settings on the console. What should I set it to? Clearly, if I knew that, I wouldn't have put the wrong ones in myself. Just make me better before you open the door. Better than what? Better than a normal guy. I don't know. I spent so long thinking about how I could build this machine that I didn't have any time left to think about why I built it. I'll see what I can do. Body, Flumberg. Okay. I feel like the pituitary is probably what's making him small. Let's give him a fly hat and a fly head, why not? We want his body to be Flemberg so that we can get his chest hair. Oh, gross. He's clawing violently at the window and buzzing angrily. Fortunately, unbreakable glass is one thing he did think through. Now what? This feels so mean. Let's just give him a fly hat. Okay, well, this is just the normal me, like before I even got in here. This is exactly what I do not want. Oh right, you told me that. No. Oh god, one sec, I'll try again. No wait, this one is actually great, actually. What? I can fly, and I have the proportionate strength of a fly scaled up to human size. What's not to love? Open the door. Yes, I'm sure. Heck yeah, I can't wait to get up to all kinds of giant fly stuff. Well, before you go, I need to get a chest hair off of you. Do I still have those? Okay, well, whatever, sure. A luxurious hair from the chest of a truly remarkable specimen of masculinity. Thanks, it's for I probably just don't want to know. I'm out, see ya. Okay, bye. Alright, I think there's one more thing I need to do for the kids. Return to smell of the wisp. Yes. So I just want to wander a little bit, I think. You're browsing your way through the swamp, taking a sniff through your nose trumpet now and then. The swamp smells terrible. I mean, the swamp is literally just standing water and rotting compost, the biome, so it's not like that's news or anything. But you wouldn't be surprised if this swamp was at least nominated for world's worst smelling swamp. Oh god in heaven, what is that? Something smells like a rotten egg mated with a tire fire, and the egg that tire fire laid also went rotten. Squinting through the tears, you see a patch of brown air hovering nearby. That must be the smell of the wisp that kid was looking for. You follow at a safe breathing distance as the smell of the wisp bobs and weaves through the fetid marsh. Eventually it comes to rest on a rotting tree stump, and you sneak up quietly behind it. Just as you're about to grab a sample, 3 gatormen casually stand up from where they were crouched in the knee-deep water around you. Ah, jeez. Let's fight them. Oh god, I have to fight the smell of the wisp too. Okay. I think I'm gonna want to attack you. Ow. Okay, yeah, that's good. Just poison. Poison real good. Is there anything better I can do? All allies for 10. I want to heal Molly. I have so many combat items. No, I don't have a lot of healing stuff. Yeah. Good. Okay. Oh god, it's weak against hot damage. Oh, it has a lot. What? Okay. Is there anything hot I can do? This does hot damage. Yes, I will throw this. There we go. I just want to get rid of it. Okay. And now... Yeah, I'm just gonna put a lot of DOT on you. Okay. Alright, it's gonna take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage from DOT. I think I want to kneecap you. Yeah, it's just gonna attack me and I can only take 5 damage at a time. Alright. He's gonna heal him, unfortunately. Wait, how much does he have? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you're gonna heal him for 7. So actually, even if he's healed, he'll still die. So I'm gonna throw a baseball at you. And then I'm going to slice you. And just kill everyone, Molly. You snag a clump of what's left of the will-o'-the-wisp and take it back to the clubhouse. An essential distillation of foulness. Swamp eel hat band. Hot armor to a hat. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Okay, I think that is everything I need for these kids, so I'm gonna go back to the monster shack and hand in all these quests. Okay, who's this? A portly man in a white linen suit, sitting in a wicker chair in a flat-bottomed boat, is being fanned by 2 large bats as he pulls his craft through the murky swamp water. I say, pardon me, young lady, but might I prevail upon you to lend me some navigatory assistance? I consider myself a man with a sense of direction, but I must admit this bayou has got me turned right around. Well, to start, you're way too far west to call this swamp a bayou. Well, now, I may just be a simple country Dracula, but I'd have thought I could tell the difference between a bayou and some damned Yankee swamp. Have I really missed Louisville by that much? I'm afraid so. By more than 800 miles as the bat flies. Well, tarnation, I'll never make it to the Derby at this rate, and I was looking forward to that mint julep. Reckon I'll just have to make do with, Is your name Mary by any chance? No, it's Vivian. A bloody Vivian? Well, any port in a storm, as the poet said. Give her directions. How about if I just draw you a map instead? It's not like drinking me will get you home. I reckon you're correct, but it would get me drunk, which is nearly as good. But let's see this map of yours, miss. You draw on your broad geographic knowledge of the waterways of the eastern half of the country, and sketch out a map that would take the vampire back to the Louisiana Bayou, via the Ohio and Mississippi rivers, with a stop at Louisville. He is quite impressed with your knowledge, and boats away with a jaunty wave. Fortunately, the fact that vampires can't traverse running water, e.g. rivers, didn't occur to him until you are well out of sight. Nice. He did look just like the vampire at the Radio Shack. What does this say? These kids are alright. Alright, I got a bunch of stuff for you, I'll go left to right. It turns out you were right. The honey ape is totally a real thing. Oh my gosh, really? I knew it! Here's your tracing back and that fingernail you wanted. Wow, huh? Something wrong? I guess I'm just torn between excitement, vindication, and the fact that this is a much grislier object than I realized it was going to be. Oh, don't worry about it. The honey ape will be fine. It had 9 more. The kid pulls out a sash, pins a badge on it, and hands it to you. As thanks, here's an official Monster Squad sash. And your first Monster Squad badge. Ooh, it's an accessory that grants muscle. I met the moss man you were talking about. See, I told you he's real. I don't remember the voice I was giving to any of these kids. I think I said that I wouldn't be able to remember that the last episode. Yeah, he's a pretty decent guy, actually. He gave me his mustache here. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Thank you. How do I look? Mossy, this is the best day of my life. The kid takes your sash, pins another badge to it, and hands it back to you. Okay, this is gonna turn out to be the best accessory in the game, I think. Hi, did you find the smell of the wisp? I sure did. Please don't open the jar while I'm in the room. That bad, huh? I wonder if it's gotten stronger since I met it. Well, anyway, thanks for your help. You hand over your nose trumpet she lent you and the jar of foulness you collected. She takes your sash, puts another badge to it, and hands it back to you. Okay. Any luck getting a feather from Barbara Yagra? You mean for one of her birds, right? Right, yeah, she doesn't have feathers herself. We established that. Good, just checking. Here you go. Wow, thanks, lady. What was she like? She was pretty nice, actually. 1 additional combat item per round. Okay. Did you meet the flyman? Did you get, Yeah, I got it. Here. Oh, thank you so much. I'm going to put it in this little silver locket and treasure it forever. What's he like? Was his experiment a success? I've got to go. Okay. And the last one. Hey, I caught that Chupa Naranja you were after. It looked pretty fierce, but the trap did the job. Wow, that's great. Now we have proof for why there aren't any oranges in the swamp. Sure. Anyway, here's its nostril. Neat, I'll wear it as a ring. Okay, anyway, don't go near that part of the swamp for a while. It was real mad. Alright. Nice. Okay. Can I pet him now? Oh, I need to put it on, I bet. I just got my first achievement in this game, ever. Regenerate. No, this is too good. Nice. Can I pet him now? Pet him now. Spooky armor. Alright, I'll keep my current boon. But, yeah, that was pretty good. Alright. I mean, it wasn't hard, that whole string of quests, but it was a lot. But I'm glad we banged it out. I have been Mars, and I will be back with more Shadows over Loathing.